My name is Lizzie. Each fortnight I've been bringing along a different origami fold to encourage you to get a little bit creative and give time for your well-being. I hope you're going to enjoy this. So this week I'm bringing along a tato, which is like a kind of a paper envelope, a flattened envelope that allows you to enclose a structure. From what I was reading, the word tato may come from the paper used to wrap a kimono, so something really precious should go inside this. Maybe it's a thought, maybe it's some writing, maybe it is a present. Particularly in Japan, maybe when they're giving money that you wouldn't give money directly, you would wrap it up in something special. So this is also potentially another gift. If you've got some nice paper, I've got some gorgeous blossom paper. I don't know if you can see that. You can get some gorgeous designs. Now I love this piece. I've done this many years ago. It's a traditional piece from what I gather, and it's a wonderful combination of both simple and quite complex, so you'll have to fully focus your mind, and I think that's the beauty of it. So grab yourself a piece of paper. I'll show you how to make a square just in case you haven't got one to hand, but if you've got origami paper, now is your time. You might as well use that. So I am going to simply fold this in half, being nice and exact, nice and lined up, and good strong fold. And then you can, with that fold, all you need to do then is a little tiny nick. You can tear it along there. It's time of year for us. It's autumn for me at the moment, and it's lovely to kind of get cozy. And somehow I think of this as a very cozy fold. So taking that corner, lining it up to make a square. And I love that this will be traditional and useful and just very beautiful design. We're going to remove that rectangle. Turning it over, bringing this back. And as I said, it's both simple and complicated. I think they're the best pieces of origami. There we go. And again, tearing that off. So our first step will be to do the diagonals. Obviously, if you have origami paper, you need to do your diagonal. If you have origami paper that's white on one side and coloured on the other, then this is your white side. So simply folding your piece of paper in half, be really exact, particularly for something like this, it will make a difference. And then we're going to open it up, we're going to do the other diagonal line as well. I recommend you do it on a solid surface. So there we go, the other diagonal. There we go. Enjoy taking your time as well. I think that's what's beautiful about it. So our next step is to take one of these diagonal edges and we're going to line it up along that diagonal line. So like so. And I guess I'm just gently encouraging the paper to come in and just really enjoy being very exact about it. That way you're really focusing your mind. There we go. And then opening this up, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and we're going to be doing this on every side. And as I said, it's both simple and yet the lines become complex really quite quickly. So tilt it round to the next side and do the same thing again, edge down along that diagonal line. You're doing the same thing on every side. You're making really, in effect, an octagon in the middle. I don't think you can ever take something like this for granted. You have to really concentrate each time. I'm going to do then the other edge. I just enjoy the feel of this, the concentration, those nice little sharp points, being really exact. Lovely, tilt around, next side. There we go, opening it. Next edge. There we go. And then I think one more side here. And I think you could just enjoy, you could colour in those, within those lines, couldn't you? I think there's a lot you could do with just enjoying this. It's almost like a sun. I can see so many things in this. It's almost very mandala like this, I think, this kind of tattoos and how they come together as well. Lovely. So we're also going to do just folding in half. Nice simple to make a rectangle. We are almost there. Ready to do the more complicated folds. That's it. And then I'm going to do the other horizontal or vertical line. Depending on which way up it is. There we go. And then opening it up. Right, now this is where the fun and games start. So you have to really get your eye in for it, but it does become absolutely simple once you see clearly what you're doing. So we're going to take the diagonal line here. This diagonal line goes from a corner. On this one side, we're going to bring that in. Now we're going to look for the other line that's up here, so it's above that quarter. So this line and this line, and where they're beginning to come together, there's a little triangle there. There's a little triangle there. And the idea is for you to bring in the sides and with the triangle, pushing that in like so. It will take a bit of practice. Be really kind and patient to yourself. What you're trying to do is add a little fold here. I'll be doing this 4 times, so, and it is for you to really practice in your hand. I'm squashing this down, maybe taking that flap and folding it up there. There we go, we've done one side. Let's see, tilting it around the next side. So again, this long line from the corner. So that's the easy one to sort of find. And then this line here. So I'm bringing them again sort of together until you get to a triangle up here. And from the triangle, you can see why I've been hesitant to show this one. It's not the easiest to show, but that triangle, pushing it down and adding this little fold there. There we go. And you might take that flap and bring it back. It's very beautiful though. Next side, again that diagonal line going for the corner, bring it up, and then this other line up here, aiming towards the corner and then pushing it down. You can see why it's one that you really need to concentrate, utterly focus your mind. And this will take you, I think, some time to get a hang of if you've never done this before. I had to really practice before showing you this myself because I'm particularly into a camera. Slightly mind-blowing. Right, next side. That might be 4. Well, we will check. Again, the corner. Bringing that side in. This top edge. Absolute concentration. And then bringing this down. Like so. Squash. Folding this back and forth. Why not? Why not? Right. I think I've done all sides, but I'm going to just check one more time. I think this will be the 4th side. Bringing that in. Bringing that side in. Yes, I can feel that the line's already there, so that's good. Lovely. Right, to gather it up. So this is a lovely, beautiful self-enclosing structure. It is mind-blowing, isn't it, this? You almost have to have complete clarity of mind, and I think that's what's beautiful about it. So we're going to slowly just gather up, really following the lines that you've already done. She says, you know, I feel myself as well that I'm each time having to be gently guided by the paper with trust and with time. It might just come together. It is a bit like magic, and at the same time you can be wondering what on earth is going on, but it will at some point click. So I'm just making sure it's sort of each of these flaps, then the long piece goes over it. So each of these flaps goes over. So it should look like this. we're almost there. You can see it's a beautiful purse, and it could already just be like that, but I think it becomes more beautiful with this braided side to it, and it stays quite tight. I have actually sent one of these through the post. It's quite a lovely thing to do. It had a little stamp and an address on that side, and it did actually stay closed, which is probably quite surprising. Actually, you probably wouldn't want to put money in that case, would you? Definitely not a good idea. Right, so we're going to take each of these flaps, we're going to take the outside edge and bring it along that line. So, like so. There we go. So lining up and a good squash there. That's it. And then undoing it, keeping it out of the way. Next one, again, the outside line. There we go. Lining it up. Easier for you to do it, I hope, on on your desk or board or whatever you've got. See what you're doing. Okay, open that up. Next side, again, the outside line, bringing it along there. There we go. Next one, outside line along that vertical line. Opening it up. Right. So it's sort of going in a sequence in a nice circle. So I'm folding that in, and then the next one will go over it, and then the next one goes over it, and then the final one over it. And what you need to do is tuck this loose end into this pocket, so it will then keep it all together. She says, I definitely need to see what I'm doing now. So I am taking this up and I'm going to tuck it into this pocket. And again, it's only in your own hands you will start to discover. And I think that's where the satisfaction of it all comes from. And hopefully it will all come together. And if you can master that and you have some very tiny babies which are lovely and colourful, then maybe you can do some little tiny ones. They're so sweet, like little gems, I think. So you can really get interesting patterns. And of course you could kind of colour your own paper. You could have written something in the centre there, or maybe you could tuck it in. And hopefully you've made your own braided tato. Thank you.